Hey Tarot fans, welcome to another edition of Sicx Tarot. I'm your fantastic host Sicx. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, even leave a comment below. I always try and reply to the comments, and you can even follow me in the social medias. Now, as you can tell by my very festive look, and my hat, and the lack of decorations in the background, you know it's coming up to Christmas. Christmas is next week. It's mad. It's like it started in like October or something. Is it too topical? It's too topical. So with all this festive cheer, what sort of tarot review will I be doing this close to Christmas? Will it be something nice, holly and jolly? No! It's going to be a tarot deck based off of the works of H.P. Lovecraft, one of the most well-known sci-fi horror writers of the 1900s. Enjoy! Roll on that intro. It's worth it, trust me. It's good to watch. So, Lovecraft fans, feast your eyes on the Eldritch Tarot. Now, I came across this deck while searching through Etsy. So this is only really available in Etsy, a Spanish company, well, a company based in Barcelona, called Cthulhu Project. And as you can see here, the artwork and concept was done by Sarah Barney. I may have mispronounced that. So that's the nice front artwork, and on the back, and that's also the back of the cards. Now, with Etsy, you get to do a little review on the back of it, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it a full 5-star is the box itself. Now, this is a minor deck. It's only for the majors, rather. So, only the major cards are in here. The only downside is the box itself is quite paper. It's kind of like thin card. So, I've only really had it this deck. As of recording, I've had these cards for 24 hours, and the cardboard is already kind of getting a bit flimsy, which is a bit of a shame. But it's all made better by the cards themselves. So as you see, there's the back. Let's get out my old tape measure. And these are 3 inches by 5 inches. Okay, you can't quite see it from there, so I have to do it this way around. So that's about 5 inches. Never worked with kids or animals. Yeah, so this is about 5 inches. Now, so we'll just go on to the artwork. Now, before I go on to the artwork, I'd just like to say that the card stock itself, so it's kind of like a bit of a gloss, and you know the cycling, bicycle playing cards you get, so they're quite thick, just for general playing cards. That playing card company, these cards are made out of the same stock. So this card stock is amazing. It's not too thick, spreads really well, shuffles beautifully. So without further ado, we'll go on to the cards themselves. So first we start with the Fool. It's always my favourite card. And so, as I said, if you're a fan of H.P. Lovecraft, you'll probably be shouting and leaving comments at the bottom, basically saying what I've got wrong or missed out. Go for it. There's something. I'm no Lovecraft expert. So here we just have the Fool, and he's got his black cat up there, and a really nice kind of outfit there. He's got a hourglass or the sign for 10. Some animals around him, don't quite know. Although now he has a black cat, who might be the character from The Rats and the Wolves, just because of the black cat. I'm not going to repeat the name of his black cat, but if you know the story, you know why I'm not mentioning the name. So, next we have the Magician. So, the first time I saw the Magician, he made me think of the villain from Princess and the Frog. But now I'm looking at it again, it's also making me think of the book, The Whisperer in the Dark. So, but then, once again, I could be wrong. If you if you think I've got any of these wrong, leave a comment below. I'm no Lovecraft expert. So next we have the High Priestess, and also we also want to highlight the style of writing you've got as well throughout there, which is also really nice. So got the High Priestess, who looks kind of like an over exaggerated feline. So it looks like cat ears and face and claws at the bottom. Now that has a nice Egyptian look to it. So you've got the net, I think his name is. Once again, no expert, but so the High Priestess is an Egyptian priestess. That's pretty cool. Then we've got the Emperor. Then we've got the Empress. If that's from any story, Lovecraft story I'm not aware of, at least, but she looks pretty cool there. Master got child, so it does have the symbol of motherhood. It could be. Once again, I now can't remember her name, but the goat with 1,000 young. Can't remember her full name. It will come to me later, or I'll just probably edit it at the bottom here. And then we've got the Emperor. Once again, I'm not sure if it's from anywhere in particular, but he does look pretty cool here. Now, one thing I do quite like about this is that the artwork is kind of cartoony, but not too cartoony, I guess is the best way I can phrase this. So you've got the High Priest, which is obviously Cthulhu, and in the Necronomicon Tarot, which I own, Cthulhu is put as the devil, and that did confuse me because being the High Priest would make more sense. But Cthulhu is the High Priest in this one. You even got his little crook, which I think is pretty cool. So then we have the Lovers. Now this took me a couple of times to think that this is probably from The Whisperer in the Dark. Not The Whisperer in the Dark. The Thing at the Doorstep. If you've not read that story, I'm not going to give away why this is what it is, but if you have read the story, then you might be able to see why. Then we've got the Chariot. I don't quite know what that's from in particular, but Lovecraft did kind of incorporate, and his friend who extended the Lovecraft universe, the Cthulhu mythos, they do add other gods from different cultures into the stories there. So then you've got Justice. Once again, not sure which creature this is supposed to be. However, you have people around worshipping it, so it must be one of the elder gods. Once again from Lovecraft. The Hermit I quite like. So he has a kind of transformed hand there, and he's basically going through hieroglyphics. That does look like Cthulhu, or at least one of Cthulhu's spawn. Once again, if you don't know H.P. Lovecraft, I'm probably just rambling on about rubbish. So, I think so. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, which I think is supposed to be Azathoth, who's supposed to be the blind idiot god, and Azathoth is basically a monstrosity that exists in the universe, and we exist in his dreams. So essentially, as soon as he wakes up, we blink out of existence. So I think that's maybe what that's referring to. So then we have Strength, classically usually with a woman, holding a baby with tentacles around a creature with tentacles. So at first I thought that might be a Shoggoth, but on closer inspection, maybe just another spawn of Cthulhu. I'm not quite sure with that one. Right, then we have the Hanged Man, and this is one of the deep ones. A race of half human, half fish people. Oh, got another deep one just in the background there as well. So I think that one looks quite nice. I mean, it's a Hanged Man. I suppose it's supposed to be feminine, but it still looks pretty cool. So then you have the Death card. Card everyone always worries about seeing. Now this one I think is pretty cool. So you've got the tentacles there. Now through a lot of the Cthulhu mythos, either written by Lovecraft or the extended or other authors who based their work off of Lovecraft, there's a lot of tentacles involved. So So I'm not sure if that's anything in particular or just the general aesthetic. But what I like is the fact I've got a book here and the tentacles are coming out of the book. So I'm going to go with the idea that that is the Necronomicon. Fans of the Evil Dead series will also know what I'm talking about there. So then we've got Temperance. Now I'm not quite sure if that's from anything in particular, any particular story, but all I can say is they look like a lot of deep ones and worshippers. So I'd probably say this is probably from the book Shadows over Innsmouth. Every book here I mention I will recommend. Right, so then we have the Devil. Kind of vaguely, mostly human person there, but with the exception of some eyes on his chest. So once again, I think this is near Lethatep. One of the, he's kind of, I think he's like, I think it's like third generation, but he's basically a corruptor going around walking the earth and converting people. So I believe that's probably who that's supposed to be representing. So then we've got the Tower, which just has like a large bat creature. Can't go wrong with large bat creatures. So I don't think there's anything in particular, but I still like that one. So then we have the stars. I like the fact the stars are kind of drawn in the sky rather than it being an actual star. So I quite like that one there. I like the kind of human-faced rat here and bowl of blood. Oh yeah, that's it. It's blood because she's dipping a knife in there as well. So yeah, she's off to make a sacrifice. Probably hoping to get what she wants there. So then we have the moon and a whole bunch of cats coming out from the sky. Now I think that's also from the Rats in the Walls, because at one point the main character gets a whole bunch of cats in his house, so I think it might be a reference to that. There's no book with this, so this is pure speculation. So then we've got the sun, which is pretty cool. So you've got some nice poppies, I think there actually, which don't get bunches of poppies, I don't think, but still looks quite nice. The sun looks, the sun does look a very nice positive. It does have a nice positive feel to this one. So then we've got Judgment, and I think that's supposed to be Yog-Sothoth, and I will probably try and put the pronunciations and letterings of all these different people here, all the gods. Yeah, so, and Yog-Sothoth is supposed to be the god of knowledge, to know everything that has, ever was, and ever will be. So people usually, in Lovecraft, they worship him to try and get knowledge and information. And then we have the world, featuring, once again, probably another interpretation of Azathoth, the blind idiot god, but not quite sure. Or it's supposed to be, well, just one of the other, like a human transformed, and they've kind of reached where they want to reach. But the thing I like about this is you've got the different creatures in the corners there to represent the 4 pillars. I don't quite know what those animals represent in the standard tarot, but you know, we're always learning. But what I like about it is the fact you've also not only got the creature here, but you've also got a background with tentacles and a mouth on the inside as well. So it's kind of a trippy deck. I think it is really cool. Now, as it's a major deck, as it's just full of majors, I tend to keep them either for myself to do readings, or if someone has something really important, so I'd use this more for like a 1 or 2 card reading. But anyway, that was the review. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you again soon.